Hello users, and welcome back to Above It All. I'm sick, and I'm tired of these goddamn motherfucking goons. I tell you what, okay? It's just every single day with these guys. Every single day they do something stupider, dumber, and just more and more plainly evil. And you gotta wonder, why are they doing that? The answer is, of course, because they are evil. Why would an evil person commit a crime? Why would a good person commit a crime? The answers are different. A good person may commit a crime, like stealing bread for their family. An evil person may commit a crime because it gets their rocks off. It just so happens that our government is owned, operated, and staffed entirely by evil, son of a bitch psychopaths. So the Trump administration is trying to basically ban transgender people from the United States. What that means is that there is no such thing as trans people in the eyes of the law, which is a catastrophic move that could potentially kill millions of people if left completely unchecked, especially in the South. I moved to the South recently. The closest clinic that does trans healthcare in my state is 5 hours away. And now, according to these rules, that clinic, if they wanted to, could legally just tell me to fuck myself. And then what do? I do nothing. Here's something that people don't understand about transgender people. Transgender people have life-saving medication. At least, people that are on hormones, like myself. Right? This is life-saving medication. The good stuff, as it were. If I don't have that medication, I'm going to die. Now, the reason is mostly from mental health. I am a woman. If my body does not look like a woman, that causes severe stress and anxiety and fear. That will cause me to probably harm myself. On the other note, because I've been on hormones for such an extended period of time, my body now requires them in a way. If I were to have just cut hormones cold turkey for months and months, my body would react very negatively. I would get very physically ill. I would get sick. I could potentially die. So, not only for mental health's sake is this a bad idea, but for physical health's sake. And then also, I'm worried about the people that haven't transitioned. The people that are scared. The people that live in the South. That live with shitty parents that don't understand. Shitty parents that want their fucking kid to suffer and die because they believe in the Bible or some stupid fucking crap. Anyway, let me read some of the highlighted text here. The Department of Health and Human Services will only recognize sex discrimination according to the plain meaning of the word sex as male or female and as determined by biology. This is my problem. Determined by biology. What does that mean? Biology is the study of life, not the study of things that are born. For example, I have titties. Look how big they are. They're juicy. You can see them. They're there. Biologically, they are living. They've got cells inside of them. They can produce certain, liquids that you may be familiar with. So, biologically speaking, these categories do not make sense. And they never made sense. And this is the problem with these people that hinge on biology. These people that think, oh, biology, yeah. Yeah, that thing I read in 3rd grade, yeah. I'm the smartest ever. Biology is the study of life and living things, not the study of things that are born. When I was born, I had blonde hair. My hair turned brown when I was around 7 or 6 or 7, 8, somewhere around there. Does that mean I'm a blonde? I was born with blonde hair. Baby photos of me have blonde hair, even up, 5 years old. Elementary school photos, blonde hair. Does that mean I'm blonde? Look at me. Do I look blonde? If you were to describe me to somebody in a restaurant, would you say, oh, look at that blonde person over there? Yeah, the blondie. And then the waiter would be like, what? Where? And then you'd be like, oh, no, they were born with blonde hair, so they're blonde, right? Like, they were born with blonde hair, therefore, even though their hair is clearly brown, they're blonde, right? Facts and logic, biology. No. That's called being a fucking moron. The English language, and language as a whole, is how humans interpret reality. Reality is not interpreted by the English language. The English language is not a law of physics. That's why other languages have words for people that are intersex, for people that are transgender. In ancient Greece, people worshipped transgender people. They were looked at as gods. Okay? And intersex people as well. This is not a biological thing. You cannot hinge your fucking bigotry on biology. You are just uneducated. Now, if you want to say you hate trans people, say you hate trans people. Just say they make you fucking, sick. Don't say that, oh, well, biologically speaking, you're a biological male. There's no such thing as a biological male. That doesn't mean anything. That does not translate, even in English, right? That does not translate to anything. If you want to say genetically male, I mean, maybe that's more scientifically correct. But again, that doesn't mean anything. And again, in everyday society, are you going to call me, if you're trying to flag me down in line at a grocery store, hey, lady with blonde hair, is that what you're going to do? Why would you do that? I wouldn't respond. Why? Because I don't have blonde hair. And that's why this is fucking stupid. The rule banned discrimination on the basis of sex in healthcare. This is how they're selling it. This is the talking point for the right-wing fucking moron bigots. Oh, we're banning sex discrimination. That's what they're doing. Which the Obama administration interpreted as banning discrimination against transgender people, since discriminating against somebody because their gender identity doesn't align with their sex assigned at birth is effectively discriminating against them because of their sex. There is a story of a pregnant transgender man that went to the doctor because they needed help with their pregnancy. And the doctors and nurses thought that they were just an obese man. This man can't be pregnant. He's just obese. Alright, let's ignore him. Guess what happened? He had a stillbirth. The kid is dead. Why? Because of discrimination. And that was illegal discrimination. That was under these Obama-era rules. These same people that live in the South that are discriminating against trans people, gay people, now they can do it with impunity. Now they can get away with it. The same way that having racist cops is problematic because they will enforce racist laws, having racist doctors is problematic because they will treat people differently. And this goes for all stripes of bigotry. If you have a doctor that hates specific people and, their Hippocratic oath or whatever says they have to treat everybody, what if they keep it a secret? What if a doctor just keeps it a secret? Oh yeah, I'm just accidentally goofing when I kill black people. Or I'm accidentally goofing when I kill trans people or gay people. That's a thing that they can now do legally. Like before there were repercussions. Now, there are none. This is legal discrimination. Now, anybody that lives in a northeastern state, northwestern state, you might be fine. You may be okay. But people like me that live in the South, I'm fucking scared. I'm fucking terrified. My next doctor's appointment is in like a month and a half. What if my doctor just tells me to fuck myself? What if my doctor's like, oh, sorry, new law, I don't need to care about you? They could. Legally speaking, they could. This also allows insurance companies to decline things related to transgender services. My insurance might stop paying for my hormone medication. I don't know if they will. They might. They might not. If they found out that that was hormone medication specifically for a trans person, they might, but they might not know that. Who knows? They're an insurance company. But they could. They could if they wanted to. And that's why this is horrifying. All based on an anti-science, anti-language conspiracy theory. Like, biology defines... Like, that doesn't mean anything. My mother had ovarian cancer. Does that mean she's no longer a woman? What? Like, there are people that are intersex. That have multiple different kinds of genitals. That have different kinds of chromosomes. Are they just not people? If you want to have a binary system here that says you're either 1 or 2, what about people that are 3 or 0 or 12? Do we just pretend they don't exist because it makes you feel better? That sounds a lot like segregated schools in white neighborhoods. Oh, well, we don't want to have blacks in our schools. We just would rather pretend they don't exist. I'm sorry, you can pretend that trans people don't exist. You can make up conspiracy theories to justify your hatred of people you've never met. But here's the thing. If you hate people that you've never met based on something that you know nothing about, you're just garbage. Right? Racism. Dumb. Homophobia. Dumb. Transphobia. Dumb. Islamophobia. Dumb. Anti-Semitism. Dumb. You're a dumb person. If you're not anti-bigotry, you are just a dumb person. You are not smart. You're not cracking the code of biology. You're just a fucking moron. The whole point of science is that science is evolving. Science changes over time. 300 years ago, there were a majority of people on the planet that thought the Earth was flat. Maybe 500 years ago. Does that mean it's correct? Because it was in a science book? Well, they put it in a book. That means it's correct. Science is about experimentation. It's about trying things. It's about finding out results. That's why science changes. If you read a science textbook in 1936 and you think that all of that is accurate to the point and everything is exactly the same, you're a fucking moron. You're an absolute dipshit. You know nothing. You are stupid. That is who you are. You're not like defending science. You're not defending women and girls. You're not defending children. You're defending stupidity. And the net result, the material effect of that, is there are going to be millions of people suffering. There are so many trans people that are 15, 16. They don't know what's going on. When I first had the idea that I was trans, I was like 8 years old. I was like maybe even younger. But I didn't know what trans was. You know? It didn't take until I was like in my 20s before I kind of realized what trans was. And that clicked in my brain. That was like my whole life up until this moment was waiting until I figured out exactly what it was to be transgender. And it took me a bit to process that. And here we are. But now there are kids out there that aren't, you know, like I might be okay because I'm already on hormones. Like I said, I'm physically dependent on them. You know, as much as I don't like being physically dependent on medication. Oops, right? But there are kids out there that are 14, 15. Maybe they had the same experience I did when they were kids. And now they're going through puberty and they're scared. And they've got no one to turn to. Their parents hate them. Or they would hate them if they found out. They've got no one to turn to now. They can't go to a Planned Parenthood and ask for help. Maybe they could. Like I said, my closest Planned Parenthood is 5 hours. This is murder. It's a genocide. It's stripping rights away from vulnerable people. I can tell you this from experience. Before I transitioned, when my brain fully realized, right, what was going on, instead of like being like, oh yeah, I kind of wish I was a girl kind of thing, right? Instead of that, and it turned into like a full, actual understanding of what I was, how this affects my life, what I should do. Like, I maybe could have dealt with it. But once it clicks in your brain, once you realize, yes, I'm transgender, that's what the problem is here. That's why I'm so sad. That's why my life feels unfulfilling. That's, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Once that clicks in your brain, it doesn't go away. You can pretend it doesn't exist, but it doesn't go away. And so people, now that, you know, trans people are more normalized in society than they were 5 years ago, you know, conservatives have made it one of their, you know, as we can see here in the Trump thing, made it their one of their main things that they hate trans people. They want to kill trans people. They will say, get help. Bro, I got help. I went to the doctor. Who do you think gave me the fucking hormones? I got help. Right? Like, so they claim sometimes, you know, most people will just brazenly say they hate trans people because they're icky, right? But you get those people that go like, biology. They need help. Bitch, Where do you think I got my medication? You think I fucking found it, like, hidden in a fucking dungeon underneath my fucking front lawn? Like, what? Like, what? Like, it's bizarre. And this is advocating for death. You want to kill children. Because children are the hit the hardest here. If I fully realized that I was transgender when I was in my teens, I don't know if I would have lasted until I was in my 20s. If it clicked in my brain when I was like 15 or 16, I don't know if I would have made it. Now, maybe I could have transitioned sooner, who knows, but my life was fucking awful when I was 15 and 16. I was poor. I was almost homeless. So I know that the first thing, I didn't have health insurance. I know that the first thing on my mind was survival. Like, what to eat. I would go weeks without eating. And I know that if I fully comprehended in my brain that I was trans during that time, I probably would have killed myself. I probably would have thought, even if I do make it out of here, it doesn't matter. You know, and that's the thing, is there are kids now that because of the culture that we live in, they're realizing this sooner. And that's a good thing, theoretically, if they can get the help that they need. But if they realize it sooner, and then they're trapped, that's a recipe for disaster. It's homicidal. It's terrible. Anybody in support of the President of the United States is not only a bigot of the highest order, they are a racist, they are a homophobe, they are a transphobe. They hate anybody except straight, white, cis males. They hate women as well. Trump's a rapist. You can't support Trump and support human rights. It's not possible. Those are oxymorons. Those are oil and water, buddy. I sure as hell hope that this fucking ends soon. If Trump gets a second term, I'm probably going to be forced to leave the country for my own sake. Because there is no fucking way I can survive another 4 years of this shit. And I mean that. I will die under a second Trump term. Does that make you happy, conservative, watching this? Do you like the idea of people suffering and dying? Oh, the liberals are going to cry. Liberal tears. The libtards. You're just a psychopath with no empathy, no humanity. And you better pray that your chickens don't come home to roost. Because, buddy, as society's going, shit's on fire. People are mad. You better hope you're not caught in the crossfire. You better hope you don't say something stupid in front of somebody that will do something about it. And that's why you type shit on YouTube. That's why you're a keyboard warrior. Fucking 60-year-old boomers telling me, oh, boy, because you're afraid of saying it to an actual transgender person. You're afraid. You know you're afraid. You know you're a freak. You know you're a fucking coward. Just admit it. You're a fucking terrible scumbag that only feels like they can do things behind a keyboard. Well, guess what, motherfucker? Try me? Anyway, thank you for watching. This was kind of long. Hopefully you got the message. If you have any questions or whatever, let me know. Thank you for watching the weekend edition of Above It All. I'm only doing 5 videos instead of 10 on the weekends. I feel like 10 on the weekdays, and then I do 5 and 5 on Saturday and Sunday. You know? That can work. So, I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm going to do some more gamer videos too. So, I'll see y'all tomorrow. And stay safe out there. If you know anybody in the South who's transgender, and you can get them out of there, and you can help them go to a state with actual legal protections, you can save their lives. Like, this is... I've been saying this for the past 3 years. This is fascism. We're living in a fascist state. The police are killing people. Police just shot a black man to death in a Wendy's drive-thru. This is a fascist police state. They will stop at nothing to kill us all. And we gotta band together while we still have the time. Anyway, I'm out of here. Thank you for watching. Go watch some of these videos as well if you missed them or whatever. And I'll see you tomorrow or later, or you'll see me tomorrow. I don't know. I'm probably just gonna go smoke weed, so I'll see ya.